Hey YouTube, Mike that Tankless guy here. How we all doing today? I hope we all had a safe and productive week. Alright, today is part 3 of the Navien NPN series exterior unit. Today we're going to be going over wiring. Alright, wiring for an exterior tankless. Now you know an interior tankless comes with its own lead. It's already tied into the unit, wired inside. All you got to do is plug it in. But an exterior unit, just like an interior unit, it's very important for the wiring or the actual wiring coming to the unit. Now, on a unit like this, you most likely, if you're going to do a replacement, you got some type of a box. Could be just a waterproof box. It could be one of those disconnect switches. It could be a box with a switch down the wall with one of these in-use covers on it. But I'm going to be taking this apart while we talk. You're going to have to get the wiring back. Now, there could be seal tight on the unit feeding it. You could have also a plug. Like I said from my past video, I like to plug my units in because of the storms, that you can unplug the unit and make the PC board safe. You can also plug it in to a generator if you don't have a whole house generator. So, what do we use? Now, let's just say, for argument's sake, you have a brand new installation and the electrician provides you with a box and wire. So you're going to have a hot, a ground, and a neutral wire coming out of it. Now we're going to zoom in when we start doing this. It is very important to ground the unit. Now for an interior unit, it's very important that you make sure that the plug that you're going to be wiring it to is grounded. So I suggest picking up one of these plug testers. And basically it's got 2 yellow lights and a red light. And then if you look on the front here, it actually tells you if you have 1 yellow light in the middle, you have an open ground. 1 light all the way to this side, you're an open neutral. No lights, an open hot. A red and a yellow light, you have a reverse ground. If you have a red and yellow light next to it, you have a hot and neutral reversed, and then 2 of the yellow lights on this side, you're correct. So you want to make sure that that plug is good. And if you come up to like a tankless that you're replacing, there is a plug there, test the plug. If not, get an electrician. But what I'm going to show you now would be very easy to actually do the wiring when you get there to replace or put the unit in. So let's just say you have wires. You want to use one of these waterproof boxes. They come in multiple colors: gray, white, black, silver, something to match the house. But you need to drill 2 holes in the box. You have to put it comes with 2 plugs. Of course, you're going to have the back open. You're going to use some type of connector to connect that wire to the back of the box. Now, they're screw threads. The boxes are screw threads, just they're regular IPS threads. Then you mount the box to the wall. So we have the box already mounted, and we have our wires coming out of the box. And then we have, at the bottom of the Navien, is this white box that has a green, a black, and a white wire sticking out of it. So let's get this thing zoomed in, and we're going to start with, there we go. Okay, let me move the camera just a tad bit forward, and I'll bring it over and start showing it to you. All right, so there's 2 screws. Let's make sure yep, okay. There's 1 screw in the front, a Phillips, Now again, make sure you don't lose the screws. It's almost like a sheet metal screw. There we go. Like that. And then there's one right next to the cold water. I hold the box, pull the whole thing down, and then of course drop the screw on the floor. All right, so here is your box. There's the box. There's the hole, and there is the two screws, and then this part of the box right here aligns with a clip up here, actually in the bracket, the bottom bracket that holds the tankless to the wall. Now here are your 3 wires. Let's move this over just a little bit and down. All right, so we're gonna zoom back a minute. All right, so your connector. I like to use these connectors. They have a rubber, almost like a bushing in it. It tightens down on the wire. And then I add silicone to it. No matter what, add silicone. Add silicone around the box so no water gets in through the back, no matter what connector you put on. All right, but I'm going to use one of these clamp connectors that clamp on the actual wire. And these holes in Navien are actually made for a 1/2-inch connector. All right, so now we're going to take our lead, our plug. And we're going to put it through our connector. Just get a little bit of wire in there, and then tighten down on your clamp. Now that will hold the wire in. So that's the way it should look. Just like that. Now you're ready. You have your plug, grounded, 3 wires. I showed you the plug that I actually get from Home Depot, 8 foot long, and you wanna shorten them up. You don't want to leave 8 feet in. You know, you want to make it nice and neat. So you'll shorten the plug up, and yes, look at that stripper. All of these tools I will be featuring. You can go back in past videos. I use between Wera, Knipex, and Weha. I will be selling those tools soon on my website. These are probably some of the best tools you'll ever purchase to do any type of service or installation. All right, so now the wires are all prepped. Now let me show you something. I didn't have it that other week. Do not use this flat cord. Even though it has that angled plug, all right, sometimes you might mix up, even though it's pretty self-explanatory if you follow grounds in the middle, hot and neutral, but if you mess it up, then you're just gonna have to go back and rewire it. It's a good heavy-duty plug, like for an air conditioner, but I don't recommend it to be used for the tankless heaters. Use the round plug, the round cord. It's called the SJ cord. You can get it in 12 or 14 gauge. All right, now you want to grab 3 wire nuts. Now you're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing this while it's apart. So let's zoom back in. You're going to be doing this while it's apart. So let's zoom back in. 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 So let's There we go. All right. Just follow. It's self-explanatory. Follow the colors. Just follow the colors. White. After you get like one or two of these in, you'll get the hang of how to put the wire nuts on and all. But when you're tightening up the wire nuts, watch the wire. The wire will start to twist on each other. That then you know is that the connector is made good. And then your ground. Again, the ground is very important. These PC boards need a good ground. All right, now you tuck your wires in the box and you get that clip in there, and then you grab your screws. And now the tricky part comes, is to get this in without dropping your screw. Now remember, this is going to be closer down to the ground. I have this up higher just for, get your front screw started all the way. Now see, it holds in there because you're in a clip. Just enough that you can move it around. Get your second screw, and it goes right in. Tighten it up, and that's it. There's your plug. All right, so now you're plugged in. You have your plug. Now we're going to go with wiring the actual outlet. All right, so now, your outlet. You're going to use just a regular outlet. Now, if it's not on a GFI circuit, you're going to put a GFI outlet on. That's the square one that's got the test and the reset. All right, but most of the times here, they put this circuit. Whether it's a new house or an older house, they always put it on a GFI breaker. But check that before you start your assembly. So let's just pan back a minute so I can show you. Sorry about that. All right, so you want to break the ears off of so you want to take these ears off. These ears are in the way. You just twist them. You actually can see that there is actually a groove already cut into it. And I always keep, no matter what tankless I do, I always keep the box right near me so I can throw garbage in. So now you want the outlet to look like that. No ears, just the screws. All right? And the screws are important. And you'll see why in a minute. All right, so we want to strip out this out, and then we want to ground the box. So I use these pre-assembled ground tabs, and I ground this to the box. Now there is a ground screw in here, and this comes with a ground screw. I'll zoom in a second. You want to ground this box. All right, so now the box is grounded. So now you got 4 wires coming out of the box. All right, so you got 4 wires. There we go. I make some loops with my needle nose pliers. Then I take my outlet, make sure I'm into focus. All right, the side with the ground. So you got 4 screws on these. 2 of the screws you don't need, you're gonna just tighten them up like you see I'm doing here. Make sure that when you're putting the outlet in, make sure that the ground is to the bottom. So what you want to do is black stays alone. White is on the same side as the ground. That's all you could read on the back of the outlet. It actually says white and black, hot, neutral. But just remember that the white goes on the same side as the ground. All right? So we do the black first. And when you're doing the wire, make sure you put the wire in so that when you tighten it up, you're tightening up the actual wire on the screw. See how I'm doing it? See how the wire is? Now the wire will tighten on the screw. It'll actually tighten that way. And then you're going to do your white. Now remember, the wires are going like this way for the black and that way for the white. So that when you're tightening this thing up, your wires are being tightened. Now, sometimes you might have to put these 2 wires together, but I think we can get it on this one. I think there's enough room here that we can get 2 on here. All right, so you got your ground, 2 grounds, your white and your black. Now you want to put this into the box, but you don't want to tighten it all the way up. And so you squeeze your wire. And now you want to just make sure everything's in the box. Usually I'm sitting on a nice seat. Just get them started. Don't make them up. Now push the outlet in. So you want room there, because that's where the in-use cover is going to come into play. So let's zoom back and I'll show you the in-use cover. So the in-use cover comes with a seal on the back, and it comes with, for a GFI or a square Decora outlet, comes with a switch in case you're going to use seal tight to this or liquid tight. And then it comes with a regular duplex outlet. And you want to put that in, you're actually removing and you're snapping it into the back. Just like that. So now the outlet is ready. So you look at the, so you want to mount it like this so that the cover goes up. And you see these two screws? You're actually pushing it in and sliding it and then making it up. And then you're going to pull out. Some you have to cut. These, well, this one's a Dickens. You're going to pull out that tab because that's where the wire is going to get accepted. Oh, let's get the zoom back in. And hopefully I'm not in your way. Okay. So now you're going to find the two screws, push in like so. All right, and there you go. Now it made a watertight seal. Now there's also, you could put the box this way because you have a removable piece right there. And it actually, you can put a little lock in here. There's a little lock will go on the bottom. So now, say you had power, you're going to take your tester and you're going to test both of these. You're going to plug it in and test both of them. We don't have power on it, but you're going to test both of them. Just like that. You got your two yellow lights. Now you take your cord. I always go to the top, plug it in, and then I would just neatly put a tie to the wall, and Bob's your uncle. Move the camera back. There you go. That's your... Now again, like I said, I will add silicone around the box. And I will add silicone no matter what connector I make here. I will add silicone to this. It's a pretty tight seal, but I still like to put some silicone in the wire and just around where the connector is. Just to keep it watertight. And then I use... This is what I carry on the truck for all different wire nuts, my ground clamps, my different connectors. When we get into the wiring of the controller, I'll show you, but I like to use these type of, you can get them at Home Depot, packs of 25. So I like to use these. Put a molly in the wall or screw in the wall, a Tapcom, and it holds the wire nice and neat. Or you could get the zip ties with the hole in it that you can actually screw. But this is how this is how I buy my little ground pieces. I got them in packs of 100. And then I just use this screw back in there. I cut this off, make my wire. And then sometimes you might have to put the wires together and put another green wire, depending on the, like with a, I can tell you with the GFI, you're going to have to do that. It will not accept the two wires together. And then, I even carry these, what they call crimp-on or stake-ons. These, red and blue, for different size wires. If you have to do something onto a screw, these are the best things, because once you crimp it on, you put it over the screw, tighten it up, Bob's your uncle. It's great. All right, so that is the wiring for an NPN external unit, or really any type of tankless that you have to wire. Again, it is very important for the ground because it needs a ground for the PC board. Without a ground, you can end up messing up the PC board. Now, the plug, you have a storm, you have like a hurricane coming, it's like here in Florida. I tell my customers to come outside, unplug the unit, wrap this up in a plastic bag, tuck it up you know, tuck it up with the, you got piping here, of course. Tuck it up with the piping. Make sure you have this thing closed and weather the storm. Now, of course, you have no power. Maybe you have a small portable generator. Start your generator up at, you know, outside your garage, on your driveway. Run an extension cord. Plug this in. Now you can take a shower. All right, YouTube? All righty. I'd like to thank everybody for all of the comments, the questions, the likes, and the subscribes. You can hit that bell. It'll notify you when I post a video. I do them almost every week. My email will be below in the description. I don't do that up and down. And I don't do editing, as you know. I don't edit. This is live. I lost the screw, we go pick it up. If you're on a job, you do something, something breaks, no sense editing it, you gotta know how to fix it. So you can go back into loads of my previous videos and see, you know, mistakes that happen, things that break, and we fix them. Alrighty, so my email will be below. You have a question, just shoot me an email. Now, I am providing training now. I have done about 5 people so far have driven in from different parts of Florida or Georgia, and here in the studio with all the different props and pieces that I have, I provide training. Now, I actually have 6 guys next Saturday, and then the following Saturday from the same company, 5 more guys that are coming down to do training on both Rinnai and Navien units. So, if you're interested in training and you can get down here, shoot me an email and I'll provide you with pricing and what I do for the training. All right? All right, YouTube. Oh, another thing. Watch out. I'm going to be pretty soon having shirts, stickers, also stickers Bob Your Uncle and that Tankless guy. They'll all be for sale. And they'll eventually be for sale on the website that I'm working on for that training website. All right, YouTube? You all be safe out there. Enjoy the endless hot water, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye now.